Hey folks, if you're watching this video, firstly, thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna put this little intro on the beginning of a handful of these early drafts. I'm Johnny Phoenix. I'm just like a person who likes to play Magic. I'm out here watching all these videos, your LSVs, your Reeds, your Paul Cheons, and I love those videos. Reed Duke's my favorite player to watch. But sometimes when they keep trophying over and over and winning, it gets hard for me. I don't know if anyone else feels that, but I feel kind of like shit. And I just wish there was someone out there just playing Magic, grinding, and losing like me. So I'm going to put out some videos here. Hopefully they're a little more beginner friendly. There's not as much pressure. We're going to talk through things, take it pretty slow. And if that's your kind of thing, hopefully you can learn something. I'm going to be here learning with you. I don't have the technical skills of LSV. I don't have the stoicism of Reed to never get tilted. I don't have the draft expertise of years and years of draft content like Kenji or whatever. I'm just a guy playing some Magic because it's what I like to do, and I'm here learning with you. So we're going to jump into some Foundations drafts, and hopefully you enjoy. All right, folks, we're back for another Foundations draft. A couple things really quick I was thinking about. I had intended to I'm posting every draft I play. Like, you're not missing any drafts. I was watching LSV, and he's like, oh, I haven't put green cards in my deck in 20 drafts. And I'm like, have all these drafts, like, how many drafts are you drafting that I don't see? But, like, you'll see all my drafts. Kind of like a bronze to mythic thing. I've never made mythic in limited, so it's not really bronze to mythic. It's bronze to however far we get. And I kind of forgot that things kind of reset monthly. So we've gone from platinum back down to gold, but we'll try to keep climbing again. We'll just keep doing our best. Like I said, you're going to see every draft. I remember watching Todd Anderson stream quite a long time ago now. And he was playing a league, and he was like, you know, he went 1-1 and he quit the league, and he's like, the only content that matters is the 5-0. And I'm like, damn, Todd, that's like a really miserable way to like make content and play Magic. So that's not us. We're coming off a couple medium drafts, and we're just going to keep jamming. And you'll see every draft that I draft. Usually I draft between I had been drafting between 20 and 30 drafts per set for set collection. We'll see how things go this time. We'll see if I ever get a draft fired here. But we're still trying to draft the best we can, the right way, but still with a slight aversion to green. It is weird because, like, you know, I had heard LSV, for example, say like, oh, green is bad. I never put green in my deck. And I'm like, oh, damn, because I had been drafting green and had been doing really well. So I think it's kind of a cool thing to remember that, you know, the data isn't always the end-all be-all. You can still draft well. And I think Vivien is a reason to go into green, I would guess. This is the second time. We'll see if it goes as well as last time. But we're going to do it. We'll see where we end up. Last time we played red-green Vivien, like a weird kind of control deck almost, where we just were trying to grind and get to Vivien. It helped that we saw Vivien like every game, so we'll see what happens this time. There's a Banishing Light here, which is kind of the only other card I'd really want to first pick. Infernal Vessel, also very good. You know, there's a Snare Spinner. There's 2 lands that might come back. Truffle Snout. Elfsworn Giant. I don't know.
I'll show you city slickers how we handle things in the wild.
Okay. Again, just, I mean, there's a Joust Through, which also is a decent card. But I think I just want to take Slagstorm. Are we just on the Vivien control plan again? I don't love it. I don't love it. It's just harder in red and green to like dig to Vivien, if that's your plan. It worked out for us last time, but we ran very well. Otherwise, there's like a bite down. We can just kind of stay green and stay open. Slagstorm just is a powerful card. So we'll start with mono rares. Okay, maybe blue-green Vivien looks a little better. Blue also has like Big Fin Bouncer, which is a pretty cool, like kind of interactive spell you can find off Vivien. Here we've got some card advantage that we can find off Vivien. Although if we have Vivien going, we're already good in the card advantage game. This is just the best card in the pack by a country mile, I think. I'm not sure. Nothing else is really calling out to me. I'm looking at like a Think Twice and a Healer's Hawk. Think Twice does dig for the Vivien. We did play a really sick like blue-green flash spells deck a while ago. Check that video out. It was awesome. I don't think we're going to go so far down the green road that we're on the Blanchwood Armor plan. The Healer's Hawk is a 4th card in a 4th different color. So I'm leaning towards the Think Twice. Cackling Prowler just isn't powerful enough that I'm worried about missing out. Again, I think the best card is Luminous Rebuke. Boy, if I'm going to do anything with this Vivien or trigger raid for this Buccaneer, I need to find some creatures. I think I'm going to take Uncharted Voyage, though. Maybe that's a reason to just take a Prowler. I'm going to take Voyage. I'm assuming we can get all the Prowlers and stuff that we want. Okay, here's like an actually good, cheap creature. Good with Think Twice and with Voyage. There's also a Bake here. Pick 6. No, I really don't know here. I'm going to take the Brineborn Cutthroat. I'm just nervous about... We could ditch the Vivien and go blue-black. Vivien's just also really powerful. I guess by that same token, we could ditch the Vivien and go blue-red. Again, the Balmor just seems like the most powerful card. Fleeting Flight does nothing for me. I'm not really going to splash Vivien or Slagstorm. I could just take a Goldvein pick, but that doesn't feel like what I want to do. I'll take the Balmor and see what happens. Okay, we need cheap cards big time. But another Skyship Buccaneer just seems very good. So we're going to take that. I haven't looked at the data on Genesis Wave. It just seems like you have to cast it for so much for it to do anything. Okay, I kind of have to make a little decision here. I could take Fleeting Distraction. I really can't take another 5. Like, I don't need a 5. Whatever I end up doing, I don't need a 5. And the Fleeting Distraction seems pretty good with the Balmor. It's also good with the Cutthroat. I don't need another 5. I keep telling them I don't need another 5, but they keep insisting. I'm going to take Snakeskin Veil, I suppose. Our only green card is Vivien. Maybe we're a Juggernaut deck? I mean, if we're on Vivien, then trading the Juggernaut, just having a creature, it's colorless, and I'm not going to play Inspiring Call or an Offer You Can't Refuse, so we're putting a Juggernaut in our pile whether we like it or not. I'll do the same thing with an Etherized. Okay. Giada, a Cerberus, a Horn Beetle, an Eagle. I think I'm just going to take a Big Fin Bouncer because it just goes with what I have kind of no matter what. Like I said, this is the kind of thing I'm looking for with Vivien. There's also a Stab. Rebuke and Giada. Yeah, this just seems good no matter what I'm doing. Regrower is also really good. Also good with Vivien. Just endless card advantage. Another like ETB card that you can get with Vivien. It can pick up the Vivien if the Vivien dies. None of the blue cards are really pushing me that hard towards blue. Or excuse me, red. Sheesh. I mean, I think I'm just going to like take a 2-drop. Slagstorm seems like it's not happening at this point. Even the Balmor seems like it's probably not happening. We're still pretty early on. Okay, that's another very good card. We're still just really heavy. Mana curve is just so high. I mean, these Juggernauts, if we keep getting better 4-drops, then the Juggernauts aren't going to make it. We really need some cheap cards, though. I mean, the grinding package, though, is just so ridiculous here so far. I mean, just another mediocre 2-drop. Green's got those in spades, it seems like. But with the Vivien, and I just want to be able to raid. Gnarlid Colony is like, it's a 2-drop and a 5-drop. Like, I need more 5-drops. I could just take the land to set up my mana. I'm going to take the 2, I think. Horn Beetle is a good 2. Do I have the Colony potentially triggers it? The Buccaneers. Ashroot Animist. The Juggernauts trigger the Horn Beetle if those get in. I have no 3s. I think I just want a good 2-drop though. Okay, we'll take some interaction. Yeah, I definitely don't need another Etherize. It seems like the train has kind of sailed on Balmor. I just don't need the 5. Adept just isn't going to be good enough either. Maybe here I take the land. It's a worse land. Regrower can pick up the Evolving Wilds. I'll take a Wilds. Okay, I have said before that I do like to have one like snare spinner or spectral sailor, just something to use your mana in the late game. I could take a Tolarian Terror, but I'm not really on the Tolarian Terror plan. I'm much more on the Vivien plan. I could take a Jungle Hollow just in case. I think that's what I'll do. In case we see a good black card. Is this a good black card? Another 5-drop. I'm going to take a Giant Growth. I don't know if that's the kind of card we're in the market for. Oh, man. This land becomes a 3/3 creature with vigilance, and all creature types is still a land. I just have, this is a 2-drop, and it's kind of one you would want. I just have no way to draw cards. Soulstone Sanctuary seems pretty decent. It's just an extra body in the late game. I'm going to take the Mystic. I really don't know what to do here. Okay, this Dwynen's Elite stinks. I really don't want to take this Fleeting Distraction. Now I feel like I'm going to get myself in this weird half and half deck where I'm playing spells to try and trigger Mystic, but the spells hurt my Vivien. I could just take Witness Protection. Witness Protection's good with the 2 Elvish Regrowers. Give me one more interactive spell. I think the Mystic is just a 2/1 flyer for 2. I could take Banishing Light, but I don't have any fixing. It's all the same stuff, huh? Banner of Kinship. I got 4 pirates. Banner of Kinship does nothing. There's a Luminous Rebuke, or I could take the Tranquil Cove to splash it. I don't know. Is there any chance I want an Elfsworn Giant? I've seen 100 million of them. We'll take the Cove and see if anything happens. Oh, I just want some creatures. How many creatures do we have? 12. Not enough. I'm also just light on playables. The 12 includes 2 Juggernauts. I have the Dwynen's Elite. I'm going to put a rare in my pile here. This is just... None of these cards do anything. I could take a Runaway together. But, okay, this does it all, right? It's a creature. It's card advantage. It triggers my Mystic. It kills my opponent. That's about the best thing I could be looking for. It's a 3-drop, which I somehow still have none of. Yeah, I mean... That seems like it's about as good as we could do. That looks like a 5-drop that I would consider taking. More nothing. More chances to put a rare into my sideboard. I have 1 Evolving Wilds and 1 Tranquil Cove and 1 Plains. I could splash Rebuke. I'm not going to play a Broken Wings. I feel like I'm going to take a Mocking Sprite as a body and just not like it. More 5-drops. Just put the rare in my pile. That is a consideration. I got the Mocking Sprite anyway. The body's just so small, and the ability does literally nothing for me. I have a Bite Down and an Uncharted Voyage. Does it just instants and sorcery, so it doesn't let me cast Vivien cheaper? It does fly, so it's a good attack to trigger the Buccaneer. I don't know if maybe we just, you know, if the packs just weren't that good. I really don't like Imprisoned in the Moon. Okay, well, yeah, for whatever it's worth. Well, I don't really have anything red to splash. For whatever it's worth, we picked up a bunch of rares for the old collection. That was tough. I don't know. I think we picked powerful cards when we could. I don't think we passed that many powerful cards. We just look at this pile of 4-drops. And I'm on exactly 40 cards already. Okay, I'm going to put a cheap card in. I think we have 3 elves. Yeah, and 2 of them are 4-drops. I'm going to cut something expensive. I think it's probably a Juggernaut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 twos. Plus Fleeting Distraction, potentially to cycle. Mana's pretty split. We're going to play 17 lands, I believe, because our curve is really high. Average is 3.0. And we just don't have any other cards to put in. All right, I don't have high hopes for this one. This was a tough draft for sure. Let's go. Much like the draft I had with the Liliana, our success may be determined by how many times we draw Vivien. Yeah, this is just... And we're on the draw. We could live like the Elvish Regrower dream, where we... I would definitely cycle the Fleeting Distraction if they give me a chance. Where we trade off a Regrower, then pick it up with a Regrower. Kind of like the Honest Rutstein thing. Okay, I found a 2-drop. That's a positive. Black-red. I haven't played against black-red very much. Burglar Rat. We can just ditch the Buccaneer and assume we're going to pick it up with the Regrower, or we can just ditch the Juggernaut because it's kind of our worst card. We could also just ditch Snakeskin Veil, but I think we kind of want to keep... I'm going to ditch the Juggernaut. I can always pick up the Juggernaut with the Regrower as well. I don't want to trade my Horn Beetle for a Burglar Rat. We'll just hold up our spells. We can get too fancy if we want to. You know, Bite Down. If block the Ghoul, use Bite Down or Snakeskin Veil or something or other. But I really don't want to do that into open mana. I mean, we might as well take the value while we can get it, I think. It's got hexproof. No worries. No worries and no lands. I think I'm just going to cast the thing twice and try to hit my land drop. I guess I should have attacked with the beetle first if that's what I was going to do. That's tough. Wow, okay. I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. They just block with the sage and eat it with the ghoul if I attack. Involuntary employment. They have 1 black open. I can bite down their ghoul and then they can't eat my horn beetle with it. They do get the treasure. I don't really think there's another way they can... They could eaten alive their own... Exile target creature or planeswalker. Yeah, they could eaten alive their own infestation sage. Yep. We'll just play Cutthroat. I mean, trading 1 for 3 seems good. That doesn't. Unless that player sacrifices a non-land opponent or discards a card. Well, we're definitely in the discard a card realm, it would seem. We can discard the Regrower and get the Regrower loops. Or we can just discard a Bouncer or a Snare Spinner or a Buccaneer. Let's discard the Buccaneer because we're still pretty far from playing it. I mean, I'd trade either thing to get the Perforating Artist out of here. Boy, that's a pretty big turnaround from... What is it? A devil? To a legitimate business person. I'm proud of you, devil. I'm just going to be shocked if we win this game. Mocking Sprite's the only card we can play. But I just really don't want to have to play it. I kind of want to just pitch the Sprite, keep my 4s, and assume I'm going to draw a land and cast a 4-drop every turn. Because I don't think playing the Mocking Sprite does anything for me. Discards a card and loses 2 life. You, oh man, and they draw a card? Holy moly. I would take 6 in the air if I didn't play the Snare Spinner. But I could play the Regrower and grow the Horn Beetle and attack. That seems dangerous. Although this is obviously just terrible against a removal spell, and they've got plenty of cards in hand. Yeah, our deck just, yeah. Our deck cost way too much to miss land drops. I don't think I have any way to get out of this. Yeah, I mean, even if I had played my cards, maybe, you know, but 2 Eaten Alives and a Bake, and an Infestation Sage, and the Arbiter, all those cards work pretty well together. Perforating Artist. They played powerful stuff. We'll keep going. I mean, maybe it's possible I should be on 18 lands because of how many 4 and 5 mana cards we have. I'm going to mulligan. At least I have cards I can play this time. I mean, maybe our deck just doesn't function 3 games in a row and we move on to the next. I don't know. Like I said, whatever happens, you will see all the drafts if you are here to watch them. Thank you, by the way, if you're watching this video. I appreciate it. Okay, well, we have sort of a plan, but we're already running out of action. Hell, we'll see if we get refuted. I'm going to play my spells, though. I can play the Gnarled Colony as a 2/2, or I can just wait till next turn to play it as a 4/4, which is what I think I'm going to do. Ah. Even playing the Snakeskin Veil on their turn to get the trigger doesn't get me through the... I guess at this point, they surveil the plains to the graveyard. At this point, the Cutthroat just... I don't have the spells to grow it. So it's sort of just a Dwinen's Elite. I'll just get the 3-power creature off the board and play my 4/4. They're on 12. Snakeskin Veil onto an Insolite gives it... Okay. Yeah, I mean... Really unfortunate that we can't play the... Can't play the Buccaneer because we don't have the blue. So we'd have to draw another land to get the Buccaneer down. Yeah, I mean... Okay, a 3/4. Does making this a 5/5 do anything? It wouldn't save it. I'd just be trading it for the big flyer. I guess that's probably a thing I want to do, right? Trigger raid. Clear their flyer, play my big flyer. How do I... Okay, there we go. The new... I hadn't really... I think that's the first time I've really interacted with a double block with the new system. Okay, I've got Veil to protect the Buccaneer, and if we Veil here, that puts it at 5 power. Puts them on a 2-turn clock. Yeah, we're gonna... Oh, bite down. Okay. We're gonna Veil. I don't know. My mind snapped to run away together. I don't know why I was thinking that, but... I'm gonna get in. can't really think of a reason to play or not play my land, so given that I already have 7 lands in play, I'm going to hedge on not playing it. I didn't make a screenshot of my deck list. Yeah, that sucks. We could have not played the Mocking Sprite. Wow. We have a Tatiova. That's the reason to not play our lands. We got there eventually. I don't think there's any reason to not play my cards. Can they still play the... No? Okay. So they had like a actual good reason to be in. I voyage the Zimone. I attack. Maybe they block. Like if they block, that's not good. But I want the Surveil too. I'm not really sure how we win from here given their hand and their board and the fact that they're... Yep. Just going to redraw Zimone. And here I attack, hit them for 3, they attack back and make a food and gain the life. So I'm not even sure that it was correct to attack. Again, I just don't... I don't see a good way that I'm winning this game. Okay, I'm going to move on from this one. I mean, where we, well, we saw 19 cards, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them were lands. So we were... Oh, 11 of them were lands because we surveilled one. Yeah, that's putting us in a tough spot. Not the best 2 games I've ever played. Or, you know, I played fine, I think. They weren't the most fun games to experience, I'll tell you that. All right, let's see if we can do something here. Obviously, playing 18 lands seems foolish after that game. We just need to draw the correct amount, is the answer. We need to Goldilocks this land situation. In the O2 bracket, getting paired up against... I'm 9-8. I'm 9-8 green to blue, right? I'm not, like, wildly skewed towards green. Well, I'm going to keep and either draw an island or plan to have Scrabbling Crawler get me out of it. A bunch of my other 2-drops are green. We are on the play, so we get to our 3-drop a little faster. Okay, that was good. Although, we might be steadily marching toward the flood zone again. We'll see. A Gnarlid colony. Okay. Okay, we found a bunch of our powerful cards this time, that's for sure. We'll just stay back. I want to be able to trigger raid. They also found a powerful card. Okay. I would like to... No. we're going to do this now. Obviously, casting the bite down during their turn puts the counter on the Brineborn Cutthroat, but just knocking out the spinner stops any shenanigans where they sacrifice their creatures for value. We still get to play Think Twice and put a counter on. They missed a land drop there too, so I mean, a bit of a quick scoop. We were starting to do very good things. I mean, they were going to hit their land drops. We had the crawler in play, so they were drawing 2 a turn as well. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming they were in the 0-2 bracket as well, and so maybe then just play that third game and have your deck not function again doesn't feel good. But I don't I don't feel like they were totally out of the game at that point. It was an uphill battle for him. We had some very good turns to start that game. Although the 4/3 spider doesn't find him lands. Okay. These are the cards that are in our deck. Yep. Joke's on you. All our cards stink. They take our 3-drop and just put us way off from playing anything. I'm imagining. Okay, maybe they just have a stab to deal with the Mocking Sprite, or a Nighthawk to just get in the way, or a counterspell to counter it. Who knows? I mean, the counterspell also counters the Juggernaut. Yeah, okay. I don't really know what to do here. It looks really bad if it gets countered. Yep. It's definitely possible we should have just waited and done nothing. Banshee, okay. I could play the Vivien in plus, and then the Vivien goes down to 1. I could just wait and try to Voyage the Banshee and play the Vivien next turn. It's just obviously not good if they play another creature. I'm going to try to save the life as well. If they play something after combat, you know, so be it. I'm going to want the land if I get the Vivien down. But if they counter the Vivien, then we're just in big trouble.
You're gonna stay out of my way. We adapt to any situation.
I don't really have any instants to play. I'm not going to surprise them with the Brineborn Cutthroat that they know about. It also just gets eaten by the Banshee. Another land that's actually pretty good. For some reason, every time I put a Vivien into play, I just... You know, weirdly enough... I'm not sure what I want to take here. I already have the engines going with Vivien. So giving them... Like, there's only so many cards I can use, you know? So I feel like... Hold up Giant Growth or just play the Witness Protection. The downside is if they find an Eaten Alive, then I didn't pick up the crawler, and that makes the game a lot tougher. Vivien is -8. Make all your stuff the best. Okay, do they have like another Banshee? No. Let's keep going up.
You can't bury the creatures of this world in steel and stone.
Okay, now we've found another engine. I guess I'd be kind of worried about does keeping up giant growth make any sense? I can't get stabbed. Blasphemous Edict can kind of bring us back to parity, but I still have the Vivien, so that's not parity at all. I'm gonna stay back and just keep trying to get Vivien to ultimate. Maybe this is greedy.
And I listen.
Oh, we've got another draw. Okay. We've got Death Touch and Trample now. I definitely... I played a little... I played a little passively there. Creatures have Vigilance, Trample, and Indestructible. It sort of puts the Vivien in danger, but that sort of doesn't matter anymore.
Steel and stone.
I guess Vivien already gives him Trample, huh? Okay. Maybe they do have an Edict in their deck. I mean, that's the only card they could be playing to at that point, I think. I guess Etherize would have been a pickle, but really... Okay, 2 and 2. We're just hoping for one more win. We went 0-2 to 2-2, so we got to do the Vivien thing. We lived the dream on that one. Definitely some turns in there that I'm not entirely sure about. Planeswalkers give you a lot of decisions, so they're definitely hard to play. But we won the game, so we must have done everything right, right? I think that's how it works. 2 colors of mana. Nothing to play until turn 4, but we do have a fleeting distraction. We're on the draw. I'm going to keep. This is kind of like what we signed up for. I'll cycle the fleeting distraction if possible. Although if it's not possible, that means they didn't play a 2-drop. They could have an Adept or a Cutthroat. We'll just try to use the distraction now to save. Yep, 4-drop. Yep. I don't feel like I want to Witness Protection this thing. I also don't feel like we're in great shape, but maybe Bouncer. Bouncer just puts the Light Shell duo back in their hand and they surveil again. At least we time walk them. They'd have to have like Fleeting Distraction and something else. Yep. Just is what it is, I guess. Juggernaut. Well, you know, we got Bite down. We're again in the spot where our lands didn't quite cooperate with us. Okay. That kind of just is what it is. I can play a Mystic and a Dwinnen's Elite. Or I can just play a Spider, which blocks pretty well. It's good with Bite down. They have Stab or Fleeting Distraction here. We'll take 3. It's a tough spot. Arena. Oh, no lands down there, huh? I had so many choices there, and I don't really know what I should have done. Arena's gonna really do me in, so I want to just get as much damage in as I can. Okay, now we have Snakeskin Veil as well. Okay, I want to get you out of the way. I guess if they have Snakeskin Veil, they have Stab. Okay. Elite or Mystic? Potentially the Mystic makes a 1/1 when we play the Buccaneer. They're only on 5 lands, maybe 6. I have 6 mana. I mean, this is a really tough way to do it because they're just going to keep drawing cards, but I can't sit back and let them let the arena just get them all the cards they could ever want. I could put 2 counters on the Mystic and then trigger the Horn Beetle. But that wouldn't let me put the Elite into play. Yeah, and if they have a removal spell, that just kind of sucks. They definitely got something. Could be a bake. Voyage. Get him for 3, play the Elite. The Mystic just doesn't... I don't know. Drawing Vivien off the top also just kills the Arena. Do I hold the land? If I draw Tatiova, the land in hand is good. I'm also just like not very close to dying. So if I can even get them down to like 3 or whatever before they kill all my stuff. Another Tolarian Terror, okay. And a Burglar Rat. And I have 5 mana. Ward 2, huh? So I was supposed to play the land, it turns out. Is there any way I survive 6 more turns? I mean, there's no way they attack with the terror, right? So, like, it still has you order them to pre-assign damage. What does that mean? Man, those burglar rats. Burglar the hell out of me. Okay. Yep. Oh, if I could get in for 1 more hit. If I could have just drawn that quite a while ago, you know? I can play it and use it as a disenchant, but it's just too late. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to survive long enough. Oh, what a bummer. I can play the Buccaneer to make a 4/4. It's just not going to matter. Or I can play the Buccaneer post-combat to draw a card. At least if they just counter this, they put me out of my misery right here, right now. Yeah, okay. That was tough. That was a tough game. I don't know what in there we could have done better. That was just a tough draft overall. Two and 3. Yeah. I just couldn't find the cheap stuff. I mean, we had powerful cards in our deck. 2 Regrowers, the Crawler, the Tatiova, the Vivien. Like, we should have been able to grind people. Just didn't get there. I don't know. I mean, we had some clunkers. Some stuff that really didn't work with the cards we had. I don't know. That was a tough one. We're definitely on a down streak. If you like the videos, though, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Hit the buttons if you can. That really helps out. Be excellent to each other. And, you know, I'm going to dive into another draft right now. You'll probably see it in a few days if you keep watching. But, you know, Tom willing, you'll do that. So have a good one.